Have you ever wondered, why you? Why were you born in this family? Why did you have to go through those childhood situations that no child should have experienced? Why those kids seem to have a perfect family and life, but yours is a total mess? The other night, my daughter asked me to share about my childhood. As she was listening to some of the difficult moments, tears started to roll down her cheeks. I looked at her and asked her, "Why are you crying?" She wiped her tears away and then put her little hands around my face, looked me in the eyes and said, "Mommy, because I feel you." It was such a godly, pure moment. From those difficult childhood moments, I've learned 3 powerful things that carried me throughout my life and changed the way I see the world. And I'm going to share them with you today to help you understand why your mess is your success. Number 1 is exactly this. Your mess, it's your success. Or another way I say it, your tough is your triumph. Imagine God gave you everything you wanted in life. As a matter of fact, a perfect life. What would be your purpose? God chooses special people. God chooses people like you who have come from toxic backgrounds. God chooses and cherry picks people like you who are strong. You might not feel that you're strong during your childhood. You might not understand why it's happening, why you've been treated the way you've been treated, but you are strong and God makes you unshakable throughout these situations. If life will be perfect, there will be no purpose. If life will be perfect, there would be no mess to turn into success, no message for you to touch and help other people, no understanding of the opposites, no understanding of what it's like to be happy if you didn't experience sadness. If you did not go through those moments of difficult childhood, of people that are not kind, how would you know what kindness is? Because you have seen the other side of things, because you have seen the toxicity, because you have seen the pain, the agony, now you have compassion, emotional connection to those that have gone through the same as you have. You can empathize with them. You can understand them so that you can help them. You know where they're coming from. You have been there, you felt their pain, and you can help. How can you help someone at a deep level if you don't understand their pain? Your mess, it's your success, but it's also your message for those that have been in the same position. There's 2 types of people. There's people that take what was given to them, lemons, and make lemonade, or they take the lemons and become sour. And that brings me to learning number 2, gratitude versus victim. Growing up, I remember nights that I would cry and I would ask God, why me? Why don't I have a family like Ella, who has a mom and a dad, looks perfectly happy, yet I live with my grandma? Why are we living in the financial situation that we're living? Why? Until I start understanding that all of those situations were a blessing and started to be thankful for those situations because they have been polishing and molding and getting me ready for great things. The greater the challenge, the bigger person you become. If you choose to, you can choose to be grateful and thankful and have the wisdom to see the learnings in that. Have the wisdom to see the identity that you can develop from the learnings. Or you have the choice to feel like a victim, to say, people are bad to me. They were mean to me. Poor me. What is God doing with my life? And so many people do that. Complain, blame God. And they just take the victim mindset to attract more attention because they feel good in a comfort of other people feeling sorry for them. And get so trapped in that they can't see the goodness of God. And you are here. You are subscribed to this channel. You are learning how to grow in God's wisdom every day. And you know that that's not the life for you. Just like I knew that what was given to me is the training that I have to go through for the greater things that God had in store and has in store for me. Understanding that this is the training. When you start working out, it's painful, it's hurting, and you don't see results. And you're wondering, when is your body gonna take shape and you're gonna see the results of all those hours that are hard working hours in the gym. But you stay faithful. Day in, day out, the pain slowly starts going away. You get stronger, you get better on how to work out, and then your body takes shape and you have more stamina, more energy, and now you can do better things in life. You can spend time with your kids running around rather than running out of breath. You can start traveling the world instead of being tied down by unhealthy body that you cannot move from one country to another country or from one continent to another continent. You can truly enjoy life because you have a body that serves you rather than imprisoning you in sickness and slowness. The same thing with the childhood that you had. It was painful. Mine was painful, but it's the training. It's the training that prepared you. It's the training that has blessed you with the wisdom, with the knowledge, with the stamina, with the strength to tackle God's purpose, to tackle advancing His kingdom on earth for you and for other people. What you saw is what you reap. And if you saw victim-like mentality, if you saw complaining, gossiping, blaming, not accepting responsibility, then that's what you're gonna reap. People wonder why my life now is the way it is. The question that you should ask yourself is, what have you been sowing? Because if you saw blessings to others, if you saw positive, encouraging words that builds other people up, if you saw love, if you saw kindness, if you saw prosperity into others, what do you think you're gonna reap? You are going to reap the same things. Now, you might not reap them right away because a seed doesn't grow immediately when you put it in the ground. It needs nurture, it needs water, and it needs time to absorb the nutrients to grow. So you might not reap what you're sowing right away, but you surely can know that in the future, what you have sowed today is gonna show up in your life tomorrow. So our job is to understand that those that grew up in a toxic family are the ones who are meant for great things if they choose to. There's two paths that every human being can take. It's either use those experiences for good or turn into living and breathing those experiences the rest of your life. A lot like a luggage that does not have a handle, painful to carry, but hard to leave behind. If you think of a person that broke their leg, they didn't go to the doctor, they just let it heal, and the bone healed an incorrect way. Every day they're experiencing pain, but they have grown accustomed to that pain, so they're living with that pain. They know that if they go to the doctor will have to break that bone and let it heal again in a proper way. But breaking that bone, it's gonna be more painful. Recovering from that breakage will take time and enduring more pain that they're living with right now. However, the pain that they're living with right now, it's forever. Understanding that if they go through the proper route of breaking the bone and rehealing in the right way will be a short-term pain, but it would eliminate the long-term pain. And that's what a lot of people do. They take their toxic family history, toxic childhood, and decide to live with it. Even though it's painful, they avoid going through the changes, through the transformations, to breaking the chains, to learn from those and apply those learnings to life, because it's more painful to go through the change for short time than live with this aching pain for the rest of their life. But which one is worse? Going through a short-term pain now and living a prosperous future, or living with the pain for the rest of your life and never seeing the prosperous future that God intended for you to live. Which brings me to learning number 3, never change. If I were to go back in time and have the freedom to change anything in my life, I would not change a thing. Why wouldn't I change a thing? Because it made me who I am today. Because it made me understand and see the things that I shouldn't do. I wouldn't be able to understand your pain. I wouldn't be here in front of you, sharing this with you and letting you know that God has chosen you for His great purpose, that your tough is your triumph, that your mess, it's your success. God is calling you to make peace with your past and be thankful for every tear that you've had, for every pain that you have experienced, for every sadness, for every doubt. All of that makes you who you are, makes you walk in God's purpose with power, with strength, with dedication, and compassion for God's people. All of that makes you the chosen person by God to give you wealth and prosperity so that you can truly serve His people, so that you can truly carry on God's purpose for your life and those around you, so that you can advance God's kingdom. All of that mess is your success. And acknowledging that and being thankful for that today, and leaving behind any thoughts of blaming parents, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, and being actually thankful. Yes, I understand. There's some situations that are probably hard to leave behind, hard to forgive. But the forgiveness of the hardest moments is what's making you a bigger person, is what's making you a stronger person, is what's making you more qualified, more prepared, more equipped to go out and handle the wealth and handle the prosperity and handle all of the great dreams that God put in your life. And by the way, not everyone has big dreams. I clearly remember being in the office of my coworker at the company that we worked together. And while I was sharing with her my big dreams, she turned to me and said, I don't want any of this. I just want to work and then go home, watch Netflix, and that's the perfect life for me. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. They have their path in life, but you were called for big dreams. God put those dreams in your life because you are called for big things. And to make those big things come to reality, you have to be prepared, equipped, and ready to tackle those dreams. You have to be wise. You have to be strong. You have to be anchored in God's glory to carry on His mission on earth. You are going to enjoy that too, because God takes very good care of His servants. And while you enjoy that, lives will be transformed. Lives will be changed, and more glory will be given to God, because you have been chosen to become a bigger, better, stronger person for God's purpose, because you have chosen to be grateful for a toxic family, because you have been thankful for the childhood that you had, because you have been faithful while tears were going down your cheeks, while you have felt the pain deep down inside your heart and probably in every single cell of your body. But you have been chosen by God to do big things. You have been chosen by God to change many lives. We have to understand that our past is not our future, but be thankful for our past, because it's the training ground for the future. Be thankful and not wanting to change a thing. Be thankful for who we are and what we learn in those situations. And understand that your mess, it's your success. Your tough, it's your triumph.